Welcome back to Casino Guitars. This is Jonathan. Today we're going to have a quick chat about a hot topic for us lately. Not every town or city has a cool guitar shop like Casino Guitars or Wilcut or Chicago Music Exchange. So sometimes you're going to end up going to a big box guitar store, or you're going to end up going to Guitar Center. We'll just say it, Guitar Center. So here's some quick tips on how to have a good time and a good experience at a Guitar Center, if that's where you find yourself or if that's where you're sort of forced to shop. First off, Guitar Center, I remember the first time I walked into one and just being sort of floored by how many instruments and just things were in one place. It can be like a playground. Guitar Center can literally be your musician's playground. You can go in. If you come into our shop, we're probably going to talk to you. We're going to want to hang out. We're going to say hello. If you go into Guitar Center, there are times when you can totally be anonymous. No one might approach you. You can just go look at things. You can play things. You can turn amps up sometimes without anybody speaking to you, and there's something really freeing and fun about that. So if you go into a Guitar Center, kind of drop your expectations. Just have a good time. Let it be your playground. Number two, if you end up buying something from the Guitar Center, there's an amazing return policy. So for smaller shops, sometimes it's hard for us if people constantly buy things and bring them back in a month or 2 months because they weren't the right fit for them. But at Guitar Center, it's almost encouraged. They don't mind you buying something, and in 30 days you can bring it back, get your money back with really no questions asked, as long as it's still in reasonable shape. So when you go into a Guitar Center, just keep that in mind. You've got a little more of a chance to buy some things, try them out. If you don't like them, if they're not the right fit, if it's not the right piece of gear, bring it back. Number three, there are some really great people in Guitar Center. I worked at a Guitar Center for quite a while. I actually worked at the Guitar Center in Nashville and the one in Charleston. Some of my best friends still work at Guitar Center all over the country. So there are great salespeople in Guitar Centers. Some of them are in local bands. Some of them have toured nationally. Some of them are great musicians, great writers, great soundmen, great keyboard players, you name it. So don't be afraid to talk to people. Don't be put off by them being friendly or asking you what you need. Find a salesperson that you jive with, that likes the things that you do. Be their friend. Build a relationship. You'll probably get a better deal out of it. Eventually, it may turn into something really good. You might end up just getting a call for gear you're looking for. You might end up getting turned on to gear that you didn't think you were looking for. That's perfect fit for you. So find a salesperson that you jive with, that you like. Be their friend. Be nice. Number four, there's great used gear at Guitar Centers. People are always bringing in gear to trade in, bringing in gear that belong to a family member that they don't need anymore. They're just getting rid of things. Guitar Center is pretty active about buying used gear, and not only is it for that store, there's a network across the whole country, something like 250 Guitar Center stores nationwide. So not only can you go into your Guitar Center and check out their used selection, which is probably going to ebb and flow just like any other guitar shop. You can get online and check out the used inventory for anything you're looking for the whole country. And I think for a pretty nominal fee, Guitar Center will actually ship it to your store and you can try it out with no obligation to buy. So that's a great tool to have at your disposal to find used gear that you're interested in. Something that you can't really do at local shops like ours. Also, when you go into the Guitar Center, it's not a bad idea to remember to bring a tuner. There's so many guitars in some of the bigger stores. Sometimes it's tougher for them to keep them in tune. Sometimes there's so many people coming in. That's a big job. We try to go through and tune our guitars pretty much every week. I think we do a fair job of keeping them in tune, but that's a harder thing at some of the larger Guitar Centers. So if you bring a tuner with you, life will be better. Also, just remember, the guitars aren't always going to be set up amazingly, so don't let that necessarily turn you off when you're looking for a guitar. Don't be afraid to ask to have the guitar set up, or to remember that the guitar might need new strings. So that's not always necessarily an indicator of how good an instrument it is. Last thing about Guitar Center if you have the chance, you should really find one of their flagship stores like Manhattan, Nashville, LA. They're just amazing shops in their own right. They're worth checking out. The vintage rooms alone are awesome. You get to see things that you just don't see every day. 50s Strats, 50s Tellys, old Gibsons, just cool things, man. Just huge shops, usually with really knowledgeable staff and pretty friendly people who know their thing. So if you're not lucky enough to be in a town with an amazing local shop, and you end up going in a Guitar Center, just remember these things and have a great experience. Like and subscribe on our channel. We'll see you next time.